Previously on Riverdale Rewrites.
I see why you didn't want me to come over. I don't know whether he likes me or not. It's hard to read him.
Betty, I'd like you to meet your brother, Charles.
Hey, sis.
I don't like him.
Betty, you barely gave him a chance.
Mom, you brought a stranger into our house. How did you know that's your son? Did you take a DNA test?
Well, Mr. Jones, I'm impressed. Good writing, good content, although I don't know how many people will respond positively to this.
I don't have many fans here anyway. What do I have to lose?
Well, if you're sure, I'll send it out to the print today.
You said he calls the people of Riverdale sinners, right? Well, how are sinners cleansed? Water. What if he wants you to go to Sweetwater River?
Kev, that's genius. We have to go. Jug, drive me on your motorcycle, then I can go check it out.
Wow, surprised you'd want to go with a serpent. Oh, didn't you know? Little Juggy here has started hanging out with us at school. And that bruise he got, it was from getting into it with the Ghoulies.
Jug, what is she talking about?
Betty, she's right. I've been hanging out with the serpents, and I lied to you about the bruise. I wanted to tell you, but I didn't want you to worry. I just hung out with the serpents so that I wouldn't get hurt. It's not like I was having an intention of joining. I should have listened to Toni.
Oh, so Toni's been giving you relationship advice? Why don't you listen to her if she's so interesting?
Please, Betty, I'm anything but interested. She's a piece of work, all right. Can you talk about this later?
No, we're talking about this now. Jug, this is exactly what I was worried about happening.
Betty, I appreciate you trying to help and look out for me, but I can make my own decisions. If you can't appreciate that, maybe we need to break. Good luck with your precious cipher.
Hello?
Hello, Betty. Are you ready to see who I am?
When will this end? When will you stop teasing me?
Oh, Betty, you probably thought this would just be easy, right? Just follow my clues right into the Sweetwater River. Good judgment on your friend's part. Too bad it was meant only for you. Now you must pay.
Please, you never said anything about that.
Oh, silly Betty. Looks like we'll have to do things the hard way. You mustn't speak to your friends for the next few days or else I will punish them. You must cut ties with them. And it looks like you've already cut off your precious little Jughead. Good start.
It's not like that,
Betty, you've already seen the damage that I can do. You don't want to mess with me. And if you obey, you can finally end this.
The phone goes dead. Betty comes home and Charles is waiting on the couch.
Hello, Betty.
Charles? What are you doing here?
Alice gave me a spare key, just in case I want to swing by.
In the middle of the night?
She never said I couldn't do that. Where have you been, anyway? Isn't there some killer on the loose?
I really don't have time for this right now.
Come on, Betty. Don't you think it's fair for us to bond, catch up a little?
Frankly, I don't have any interest in doing that, especially with you. Alice might be your biggest fan, but frankly, I'm not.
Fine, suit yourself, but I'll be around, Betty, whether you like it or not.
Go back home, Charles.
Betty leaves the room and Charles smiles mischievously after her. Hermione and Hiram sit across the table from each other, with Veronica in the middle.
Soup's a little cold, Hermione. Anyway, how was your little gathering at Betty's, Veronica?
It was fine. I had fun, I guess.
So now you think messing with the serial killer is fun? I thought I warned you the other night when Archie was here.
Sorry. I couldn't understand. It's kind of hard to read you sometimes.
Well, then let me be clear. I don't want you getting involved in this Black Hood nonsense. It's none of your concern, and I don't think it helps that you're dating Archie anyway.
You can't just tell me who I can and can't see.
I'm afraid I do. Don't I, Hermione?
Well, I actually think...
See? Your mother agrees. It settles. No more Archie Andrews.
Hiram, I am sick of this. Why can't you even let me finish a sentence? I can't tolerate you disrespecting me anymore.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like I can't breathe here anymore. You're always listening in on what I say and you force me into doing things I don't want to. I can't stay in this house anymore.
Good luck finding another place and getting by on your own.
Please. I did it once, and I will do it again.
Way to go, Daddy.
The next day at school. Betty walks quickly through the halls, trying to avoid eye contact with anyone. Kevin sees her and tries to catch up.
Hey, Betty, how'd everything go last night?
Fine. I have to get to class.
Did you find out who he is?
I'll see you later, Kev.
Betty spots Ethel and Midge.
Ethel! Midge! Wait a second. Did you guys do the reading from last night?
Kevin sits with Archie and Veronica in the lounge.
Anyone else notice that Betty's been a little distant since last night? She completely avoided me in the hallway.
Where is she anyway? She always hangs with us between class.
Yeah, I haven't seen her at all today. Weird.
Ethel and Midge enter.
Hey, have you guys seen Betty at all today?
Cheryl enters the lounge. Have you guys seen the new Red and Black issue? Jughead has an article in it, and Reggie got mentioned.
What?
Everyone clusters around a laptop to read the article.
Southside High is known for many things, but one thing being the making and distributing of the new drug Jingle Jangle. But it looks like the craze has come to Northside too, with Reggie Mantle dealing to other students.
Great, I bet my dad will love this.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's already seen it. Most of the student body here already has.
Good luck, Southside.
Reggie stands at his locker when Archie approaches him.
Reggie, hey, can we talk for a minute?
Yeah, but it has to be quick. Trying to keep a low profile after, the Southside article.
Yeah, what the hell? I told you to stop dealing. Now you're in the paper and you'll no doubt get arrested.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Man, last year when you got elected team captain for football, I wasn't surprised. I was thinking, wow, he's such a cool guy and such a great leader. But that was so stupid of me to think. You let me down, Reg. Hope prison looks good on you.
Hiram goes to the station to talk to Keller.
Mr. Lodge, I have to admit I wasn't expecting to see you here.
Always a pleasure to see you too, Sheriff. Anyway, have you seen the newest Southside article online? Jingle Jangle invading the South and the North Side?
I see, yes, it's serious. It's a serious issue that we need to resolve, except we don't know the source and where they're getting the supply from.
Luckily for you, I've thought that all over. You see, I've always had an interest in the real estate in the South Side. I can help you if you help me. How much would it take for you to shut down the South Side?
I don't think that's the best.
Dear Sheriff, isn't your job on the line as is with the Black Hood nonsense? This would be something off your plate. No one would need to know.
South Side High. Students lounge around in the hallways and glance at the paper. Some read it, but some don't. Serpents and Ghoulies are both seen reading the paper.
Well done, Jones. You wrote your first article exposing the perils of Jingle Jangle. It's just too bad the Ghoulies are pissed.
What?
Yeah, now that you've exposed them, they've gone rogue. They don't want anything negative on them. And now the school is viewed as an inconvenience to everyone.
Hey, Jones, thanks for the article.
Surprised you could actually read it.
I don't think you should cross us. You've already seen the damage we can do.
The Ghoulie goes to touch Jughead's bruise, but Toni intervenes.
Hey, if you're gonna throw punches, that's on your own time. Don't get the rest of us involved.
You got off lucky, Jones, except you won't always have Mommy to watch out for you.
Betty comes in from school and sees her mother with Charles.
Betty, hi. I was just talking with Charles. Want to come sit?
No thanks. Did you know that your little son came into the house last night? Paid a little visit?
Well, I did give him a spare key.
What? To use it to break into the house and terrify us all? Mom, you barely know him.
I know that he is my son. Can we please not get into this with Charles in the room?
Whatever, Mom.
As Betty goes to leave, she sees a stray hair in the chair that Charles sat in last night. She heads to her room and finds a tissue in a bag. She retrieves the hair and puts it in the bag. Archie comes home from school and is greeted by his dog. His dad is in the kitchen.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, son. How was school?
Oh, the usual. How are you holding up after everything?
I'm good. Business is okay. Just wish I could do something about the Black Hood. You're not still staying up late, are you?
No, I stopped that. Not worth it. but I wish there was some other way to protect you.
Don't worry about me, Archie. I can take care of myself. I'm just worried about you. There's so much that's been happening with these shootings and now this drug that's going around town. I don't want you getting mixed up with the wrong crowd.
That's sweet, Dad, but I'm fine. I mean, there's not much I can do with no football.
At least you still have your guitar.
So much has been on my mind lately, it's like I've been forgetting about it.
How is everybody? Betty? Veronica?
They're good. Veronica's great. Dinner with her dad was weird, though. I don't know what he thinks of me. Betty has been off the radar today, but she's fine.
I'm sure everything with Betty will be fine. You guys have always been close. And don't worry about Mr. Lodge. Who cares if he doesn't like you? Veronica does.
Thanks, Dad.
No problem. Now, why don't you go take Vegas on a walk?
Betty's room night. Her phone rings.
Hello?
Hello, Betty. I see you followed my instructions. Good job. Now comes the fun part. Go back to where this all began tomorrow and I will set you free. You can be stuck in my trap forever.
Veronica does her homework in the lounge when Kevin enters.
Hey, Kev. What's up?
I have some news that I wanted to tell you before the rest of the school heard. The South Side is shutting down.
So Jughead gets to come back.
Yeah, but that's beside the point. I wanted to tell you because I think your dad had a hand in doing it.
Kev, please. It was Jughead's doing. He was the one who published the article.
Yes, but I think your dad may have tipped off my father into buying the property.
Okay. Thanks, Kev.
Classroom day. As many of you have probably seen, there have been many drug dealings in regard to the South Side. In response, our mayor has decided to shut down South Side High, effective immediately. Beginning next week, South Side students will attend Riverdale High. As the announcement is heard, Sheriff Keller enters South Side High and starts forcing kids out of the hallway. There is much congestion as the students are forced out. Jughead flees before he gets caught up in too much of the commotion. Students respond to Sheriff Keller in negative ways. Betty talks in Riverdale High student lounge with Kevin, Archie, and Veronica.
Guys, I know I've been distant, but I think the Black Hood thing may be done. He told me to distance myself from you all, and now he said it ends tonight.
What? Where?
At the town hall where I gave my Jubilee speech. I need you guys there with me.
Betty, you need to tell Keller about this. He can come for backup. What are we supposed to do? None of us are armed.
When is this happening exactly?
Tonight, after dark. I'll text you all when I leave the house. Archie, we can leave together.
Good luck getting past your mother, Bee.
Hermione is packing things in her room when Veronica comes in.
Mom, what is this?
I'm moving out.
You can't be serious.
I wasn't kidding when I had enough of your father. I'm leaving.
But where are you going?
Smithers knows someone in Greendale where I can spend a few nights at least until I find my own place. I leave tonight.
But Mom, you can't leave.
Do you really expect me to stay any longer? You said yourself how difficult your father is. Are you coming with me or not?
Archie and Jughead discussed the South Side High shutting down while in Jughead's room.
It was a mess. Keller just came in and busted us all out. I tried to leave before anyone got too excited.
Well, at least you get to come back to Riverdale. That's exciting, right? And you won't be pressured into joining the Serpents.
I don't know. It's just not like they're going away. And the ghouls are at my throat. They're just waiting for the kill. I know it.
At least the teachers here actually care.
Yeah, I guess. How are things with Black Hood? Me and Betty aren't exactly on speaking terms since Toni was over at her house.
Well, apparently Betty's meeting up with him tonight. Apparently tonight's the night it all ends.
I'll be there after all. I've been involved in this too.
Betty comes home to see a piece of mail indicating the results of the DNA test for Charles. She opens the envelope to see that the results have come back that he is not biologically related to the Coopers.
Mom? Dad? Anyone?
What is it, Betty?
Oh my gosh, where did you come from?
I was just spending some time with Alice when she had to step out and do some errands. Figured I'd stick around.
Great. Well then, maybe you can explain this.
Betty shows Charles the letter.
Sneaking around and stealing my hair samples? And I thought I could trust you, Betty.
Yeah? Well, now I have all the reason not to trust you. Who even are you?
Betty, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think you're just a little paranoid. You don't know the accuracy of that test.
Don't test me, Charles. I don't think Alice will be too pleased when she sees this.
As if she sees it at all.
Charles lunges for the paper. Betty pulls the paper away.
Don't mess with me.
Betty's room night. She gets a call.
Hello?
Hello, Betty. Are you ready for this to be over?
Don't be stupid. We both know the answer to that.
Town hall. 30 minutes. Come alone.
The line goes dead. Betty takes out her phone to text everyone and call Keller. Kevin, Betty, Archie, Veronica, and Jughead are gathered in the town hall.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Jughead, surprised to see you.
Archie invited me. I've been involved in this too, Betty.
No need to thank us. Where should we hide? He said only you should show up.
Just go backstage and hide there.
Did you call Keller already?
Yeah, he should be on the way. Don't worry about it.
Betty, if we all die tonight, I want you to know that you're the bravest person I know.
Betty, you're my best friend.
Guys, no one said anything about dying. Just calm down, okay? Don't tell me that and act like we'll never see each other again. Now, go.
They leave, and Betty stands waiting for the Black Hood.
Well, here I am. What else do you want from me? I've done everything you asked.
The door opens, and in comes the Black Hood, and Betty is speechless.
Hello, Betty. I trust you're alone?
Yes.
That's a line, we both know it. Tell your friends to come out.
What? How?
Do it!
Archie, Jughead, Kevin, Veronica come out from the backstage.
Such a pity you can't listen to directions, Betty. Now you've sinned, looks like your friends will have to pay.
Archie has a flashback to Pops when his father got shot.
Like hell.
Archie runs at the hood and a shot rings out. He has been shot in the shoulder.
It's fine. I'm fine.
This ends now.
Betty runs at the Black Hood and tackles them. Betty rips off the hood and finds Cheryl.
Oh my gosh! Cheryl?
Everyone else is in just as much shock. Congratulations, Betty. See, you were so intuitive.
But what? How? Why? I thought you were on our side.
Do you really think I actually wanted to hang out with you all? Please, that was the most painful part of this. I just didn't want you to suspect me after all. Doesn't everyone just love a good redemption story? You see, Betty, we're more alike than you think. You wanted Riverdale to be cleansed of sinners, and so do I. After Daddy and JJ left us, I was a mess, and I wanted someone to pay.
But why my dad?
Initially, I just wanted everyone in Riverdale gone, and Pop's was an easy place to raid. I mean, when was the last time you think Pop actually beat anyone up? And there was Fred Andrews, looking like an innocent deer in headlights. He makes me sick. Another easy target, but then you had to intercept. Then I had to run off quickly. Didn't want you to see it was me.
But why are you so obsessed with my sister?
We may be cousins, and she may be carrying my brother's babies, but my parents still blame her for JJ's death, and so do I. She was the one who I wanted to pay. And I knew the only way to get to her was through you. You see, Betty, initially I was going to kill you, but since you're all here, what's any more blood?
Cheryl, please don't do this. You need serious counseling. We can help you.
Oh, what? By taking into the Sisters of Quiet Mercies? No thanks, Betty. I think I'll have to pass. Keller's siren rings out and Cheryl tries to flee. But Betty, Kevin, and Veronica try to stop her. Archie tries to stop his shoulder from bleeding. Shots ring out. Jughead grabs Cheryl and knocks the gun out of her hand. She kicks Jughead and lunges for the gun, about to shoot as Keller enters.
Cheryl, put the gun down.
Cheryl raises her hands in the air as an officer goes to arrest her. Exterior town hall night. Archie sits in the back of an ambulance. Cheryl is escorted by an officer to the back of a cop car.
kind of full circle, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm so glad you're okay. And we know you'll live this time. You were Betty's hero out there. You're such a good friend and an even better boyfriend.
I'm okay.
Veronica laughs as Fred runs over to Archie.
Archie, are you okay? I got a call that said you were hurt.
Another mystery solved by Betty Cooper. What will she do next?
Stop it, Kev. I didn't really do anything.
Well, we may not have died, but Betty, you're still the bravest person I know.
Alice runs over to Betty.
Betty, sweetie, are you alright? I heard you were hurt and I came quickly.
Yeah, Mom, I'm fine, but I'm not the one to worry about.
Betty glances over at Cheryl, and she looks back. As the voiceover goes, we see Cheryl being put in prison, and Jughead, Betty, Archie, Veronica, and Kevin going to Pops.
Once we got over the initial shock of Cheryl being the real Black Hood, we were able to be at peace now that she was going to be locked up. We are glad that Riverdale was safe once again, even if it was just for a short time.
Charles visits Mr. Lodge in his study.
Charles, to what do I owe the pleasure? Everything going well with the Coopers, I presume?
Alice couldn't be more oblivious to what's going on, but it's Betty I'm worried about. She knows I'm not one of them.
Well, this just won't do. I need you to drive them apart, Charles. Make them uncomfortable. Distance them as much as you can.
And then?
And then we go in for the kill. We take down Betty Cooper.
End of episode 5. Thank you so much for listening to Riverdale Rewrites. Right now, this is the end of this little mini-series. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully more than the show. And if you are willing to see some of those plot holes that maybe weren't addressed that you'd like to see come to fruition, just let me know. I'm more than happy to finish out this little mini-series and write a few more episodes. I realize it was left pretty open. So if you're willing for that, just let me know. Thank you for listening.